Hey guys, welcome to this week's show. In the last couple of videos, I've been trying to get the 3D printed blazer body onto the TRX4 chassis. Now, there's obviously always going to be tire rub because these wheel arches are just a little bit too small for these big tires. But I've been cutting away the wheel arches so that my steering improves. I'm happy with the way the car drives right now. The only thing I've been noticing, if I have a rollover or the body smacks onto a rock a little bit harder, the lamination areas actually give up. So I always have to glue them back together again. So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to sand the body. I'm going to get rid of all these joins where it has been laminated together, and then we're going to paint it with some resin. The next thing I'm going to do is take a sanding block and sand all these joints flush that we get a little bit of a smoother surface. And once I'm done with that, we're going to go over to the resin. I've mixed some resin, I've sanded the car as flat as possible without actually penetrating the outer layer, and now I'm just going to paint it with resin. Let the body dry. I do have a couple of drip marks that I need to take care of now, so it's time for some wet sandpapering. Before I go over to the 360 wet sandpaper, I'm going to be sanding off the drip marks with a sanding block. After the resin cured, I noticed two things. First of all, the body got heavier. Second of all, the body got stiffer. Now, there used to be a lot of give in the roof. Now it's almost gone. The nice thing also that all the little gaps where the body was laminated together, because you can only print so much at a time in a 3D printer, so you have to glue everything together. There where the areas are laminated together, the resin actually flowed in there and it did a fairly good seal. So I'm hoping now with the resin holding the body together, it's not going to delaminate all the time. Now the next thing I want to do is put it back on the scale, because just by picking it up I can actually feel there is a weight difference to just adding the resin. I've set my scale back to grams. Now we were in the beginning, when it just came out of the printer, we were at 730 grams, I remember. We are now at 820, so we've got 90 grams difference in the weight, and I'm hoping it's not going to affect the top heaviness that much. So I'm still worried about it being too top heavy, so there's just one thing left to do. I'm going to take it out onto the trail. I'm going to put it into some sticky situation, like get it to bank as much as possible without falling over, getting the tires off the ground as high as I can, and let's just see what happens. Now that did a lot better than I thought it would. It's a little bit muddy outside. I actually wanted to film how smooth the roof got, but you can't really see much. maybe the bonnet got a little bit smoother. There are still a couple of rails or bumps that you can see from the 3D printer itself, but I'm not upset about that it got heavier. I'm actually still happy the way it drives. It got into quite a couple of good angles on this trail and it performed really well. So putting resin onto your 3D printed parts gives it actually a very good finish. The only thing you need to be expecting is a lot of wet sandpapering and maybe even applying the resin twice to get a nicer and smoother finish. So that's it for this week, my friends. I think I'm going to go out on one more run before I clean up this car. So thanks for watching. Click that notification bell, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.